setting line weights on elevation, section, basically orthogonal view of the object is fairly simple. If you just kind of remember what's closest to you being the thickest line, what's furthest away from you being the thinnest line, that should be a pretty good rule of thumb. Of course, again, if you did have something that is, two lines that are close together, you might set those line weights a little bit thinner to compensate for the two lines being so close together. What becomes difficult is that when you have a three-dimensional view of something, or you have an object that is warped or curved or some polygonal shape that you're going to work it with, triangular things, it gets very difficult to tell what's closest to you and what's furthest away from you. Okay? In that case, what we want to do is to set everything as pretty much mono thickness layer. So that's why when we set our layers, right, we set these ones that is really generic. Line 1 super thin, line 2 thin, line 3 is mid, which means sort of mid thickness, and then thick and super thick. So since we already set the line thin as 0.09, maybe we should just go ahead and put 0.05 for the super thin. And going down the list, maybe the super thick right here would be the thickest line that probably should be used for this drawing, which might be a 0.05. So if we have that as a range, we should be able to select a thick and a mid somewhere in between there. So the midline, somewhere between the 0.05 and the 0.5 would be somewhere around here, 0.25 or the 0.30. Okay, so we'll just select 0.25 for now, and then maybe the thick we'll select as 0.35. And again, we may change this a little bit later when we go through the actual plots. Okay, so when we did that, your isometric drawing should have automatically gotten this different line weights to it. So this profile line is line profile. It should probably be not the thickest line, but next to the thickest line. So if the thickest line was the 0.5, which is a section cut line, maybe this one will be a 0.40. Okay. So with that, your isometric section should have already been, have the line thickness established for you. Okay, so everything back here is going to be a super thin line. Something that's outside will be super, it will be a midpoint line maybe, and then the glass itself, you might just, since it is close to other lines, you might set as a thinner line as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is to check plot this thing and then go from there for that. Okay, so what we'd like to do is, well, plot it.